Alright, a quick update on what's going on. It's Tuesday morning. This morning he's having trouble with the edger. And he's like, what's going on? And the daggone bearings is out of them rollers. So I had to use Waddy. Because then I had to get a hold of the John Deere up there, Herb. And they had to get my pieces for Brutus to fix my valve bank. Because them greasing valves won't work. So we took the bearings off, bearings is out. There's the housings. 2 bearings are totally out. So we took them apart and then we had a, howdy Bubba, YouTube video, it's important. So this shaft was wore plumb through and it was held on by like what, 3/4 inch. So we had to weld it up and then heat it, let it cool. Now we're getting ready to start putting shit back together and get this son back before they run us out of pallet stock down there. Drop that down. I might have to drop it down later anyway. Alright. So how that worked is, you see that plate behind the sprockets? That plate is also on the other side of the rig. So we got to shove the rollers through and then put the other 4-bolt flange bearings on after we stick it through. Basically, there was a bearing out on the front roller on this end and a bearing out on the opposite end. So we put the heavier duty bearings on this end, so hopefully we won't have to take them out again. Because the bearings on the other side of the edger box, you can pull them right off on the other side or out in the open. And those of you that aren't in the know, the way these things work is, you see the sprocket up top by my left hand? Jeff's a pusher in there. He's a worker now. The knurled rows we're putting in, they're 2 bottom rows. And then in between them 2 rows, above the board, when you shove the board into the edger box, there's a press row that smacks down on the board and puts extra pressure on them rollers. Then the board goes into the saws and it passes through the saws, and on the back of the edger there's the same scenario. There's 2 knurled rollers and then a big top roller pressing on it. And of course that smooth roller, you can see it out the back of the edger on the very left of the screen there, and that just pretty much what it does is runs the outfeed belt. So but that's basically how the rollers are set up in the edger. You got a triangle basically coming into it through the mandrel, and a triangle on the outside also. I hope that kind of helps explain why we're doing what we're doing. And then basically what was going wrong is the boards was hitting the saws and it didn't have enough traction to push them through the saws. They basically scrape it on the kickback fingers. But, and the twist of fate, when we get all said and done, there's a total different problem that we didn't look into. We went ahead and changed the bearings because it needed done. It actually ate most of the way through one of the shafts. It's been out so long we didn't notice it. But that wasn't the reason the boards wasn't feeding through, and you can already see that here in a minute. Sticking through the other side now, ain't it? Derek, you need me over there, Bubba? Fingers and toes.
I'll be right there.
This has to go up and get lined up with this guy.
Alright. Yeah.
So you may need to.
That's not working.
Alright, so the new rollers went in and put it all together. And come find out it's still wrong. And I gotta look at these brand new saws that just got back. See how they're domed over? Saws are dull. See it shiny? I don't know what happened. Just got it back. First morning it's ran. See how they're domed over? Boards won't feature it. The boards get there, comes to the front rollers, stops, and then it hits the back roller and it goes. Can't have nothing. Nice. And there's the old ones. He's gonna put the old ones back on, he said. Boy, it's pretty wore underneath the carbide, ain't they? See where the carbide hits the underneath it, it's getting wore pretty bad. Peter Popper. Is this my can of 40? That's yours. You gotta watch me, they're always after my tools. This turned out good. I went to order parts for the woods, and these guys done had it fixed by the time I got back. So I think what they're telling me is I was in the way. This is you all's puller, chain puller and stuff.
Yeah, that's our stuff.
Are these pliers yours, or did they come out of my truck?
Yeah, I don't.
Them come out of my truck, I believe. Let me look. I pulled a pair out for you earlier. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's mine. Okay. I just found out Canada don't like American credit cards. What's the deal with that, Dicker Dave? So anyways, we're here working on I'm back here after working on the edger, and we're gonna try to fix Brutus. And he is basically this side of the valve cluster. I'll pull it out and show y'all. I gotta take all this mess loose and drink a bunch of oil and all that goodness. Okay, I got it pulled out. Got it up in my vise, and yes, that sucked. But if you look right, see where it's moist right through there? It's cracked. There's a crack running. You can vaguely see it in front of my fingernail. And it comes up to here too. But you can see the moisture around it. That's where it's cracked. So I might have to deal with that. Got my parts coming in. Herb was Johnny on the spot. Literally, Johnny on the spot. And Eric's taking care of me. Got my parts coming tomorrow.